we kind of have gone all over the place. So I think the Nevermind the Chemicals, again, my best interpretation, which I could be wrong about, let me know if you have something else, but the best interpretation that I have is that Nevermind the Chemicals is talking about like the dopamine, serotonin, and cortisol, like mental brain chemistry that comes from the chaotic world that we live in, right? Which again, and then she says, breathe in, breathe out, it's all a lie, which even that's not even quite true. Something can cause a cortisol spike or stress you out and be 100% true, right? Like something you can be stressed out by something that's real and true that actually happened. So even that is like, but whatever. So we were talking about like, yeah, the world's chaotic. Just breathe in, breathe out. It's all a lie. Choose your reality, which I think is a man line. But then, take control. You can take control of your life. And then if you don't, if you don't do that, if you don't stand up for what you believe in, one day there will be nothing left. I think that these lines are so ambiguous that you can tie a through line. You can tie them together, but I actually don't think that they really relate to each other. Like the first 3 lines and then the second 2 lines, never mind the chemicals, breathe in, breathe out, choose your own reality. Like that all seems like they belong on Who Will You Follow? Whereas these next 2 lines, or the last 2 lines, one day there'll be no more sacrifice because there's nothing left to lose, seem more in line with the theme on this song. I don't know. To me, it just feels like this is a little bit of it feels very crammed in. And it's probably because, and I mentioned this on Who Will You Follow, it's probably because they don't really have a huge climax or any like real substantive lyrics in the bridge of this song. So again, they're trying to cram in the whole story and the theme and the conclusion to the conflict right here in these 2 verses. And so it just comes off as a little bit messy. It's like, yeah, you just got to fight for what you believe in because one day there won't be anything left. And that's that. So you got to do it. And it's like, okay. I hope I don't know. To me, it just seems very generic, very standard, not really too much to think about. And again, it's all so ambiguous and nebulous that it's like, I can't say that you can't take anything from it. It's that it's so nebulous that it's, what am I trying to say here? It's like spoon feeding it to you, basically. Like there's nothing really here that has, I don't know. I'm not trying to like sugarcoat it, but I'm not trying to be a hater either, but something's just off about this and I'm not quite able to like phrase it correctly. This is one of the things that I like about these episodes, by the way, about doing this. I do believe, like I have my ideas about songs and the way that I view them. Where am I going with this? I'm sorry, y'all. This is not a good episode for me. Shit. What a mess. Yeah, I don't know. I just think they're generic. If you disagree, leave a comment, please. I just think these lines are super generic and I'm not with it. Let's just move on. I feel like I'm out of it, y'all. I'm just a little bit out of it. Sometimes it's tough doing these episodes. Just yapping. I've been yapping for an hour. Just talking to myself. And this is a good time to say, please subscribe. I know this isn't the best place for me to ask you to subscribe, but the reason is I would love to be able to do this live. That's like the ideal version of the show. I would love to be able to have a stream, but because then I can bounce ideas off of you guys and we can discuss it. Because I don't think I'm crazy. Let me be clear on that, actually. I don't think that I'm crazy here. I think that these lyrics are pretty bland and very obvious. But this is like the problem with that ambiguity is that it's so mushy. It's so like mushy and ambiguous that it's almost hard to criticize too. It's like punching mashed potatoes or something, right? It's like, what do you do with that? Like, it's just it's like mashed potatoes. You're not doing anything. You can't do anything with it. So it's like, it doesn't, like the lyrics aren't really expanding any of the conflict. It doesn't give us any indication on the adversary, why they are trampling over you, how you ended up in this position to begin with. Why aren't you fighting back? Why aren't you, what's kept you from fighting back to up to this point? And again, I don't even know based on these lyrics what kind of conflict this is. This just as easily could be like a political uprising. Like she could be talking about the Russian-Ukrainian war, or she could be talking about breaking up with her ex-boyfriend or something. Or like, I know she's married, but like, you get what I mean? Like a generic relationship song. And it's like, that's not good. That's not a benefit to your song, that the conflict is so ambiguous that you actually can't tell what this is about. Does that make sense? Is that maybe making more sense? It's like, I don't know what to say about it because I don't actually even know what the nature of the conflict is, which is very frustrating. It's a very frustrating place to be, because then it's like, what are you criticizing? She is talking about the conflict. Well, what is the conflict? What is she talking? Is she talking about Trump? Is she talking about politics? Is she talking about some ambiguous war somewhere? Resistance, freedom fighters? What is it? And that's kind of the issue. And what are we, why aren't you fighting back? What's the hesitation? Is it because you have a gaslighting ex-boyfriend or a gaslighting boyfriend or abusive boyfriend? Is it because of, I don't know, you're afraid of blowback on Twitter or something? I don't know. It's so ambiguous. But then she's saying like, oh, never mind, just breathe in, breathe out. It's all a lie. Well, you see what I'm saying? It's so ambiguous. It's so mushy and like lacking of substance that it's almost hard to even criticize. All I can criticize is that there's nothing really to talk about with it. At least when I was talking about Sanctuary, which was a song that I actually thought was good in some respects, I can say, okay, this is like cringy millennial resistance narratives, but at least I know that it's specifically about Trump and it's like a resistance narrative song. Like it's about politics. At least that's something, but this song, no, it's just, there's just nothing. There's nothing to really grip onto, which sucks because as we get into the next section, well, we come right back into the chorus, and the chorus here is great. Like I think the theme is a good theme, and it just feels like they're just not doing anything with it. But I'll talk about that more in a second. Sorry, this verse has just totally derailed me.